Guess we're putting gas. Putting fuel. Give me one second. Oh, and it stopped. Just putting fuel.
Reported. And it cites Konstantin Radiv saying he popularized it in the 1970s and described EVP as typically brief, usually the length of a word or short phrase. Goes on to say enthusiasts consider EVP to be a form of paranormal phenomenon often found in recordings with static or other background noise. Many scientists regard EVP as a form of auditory pareidoia, which is interpreting random sounds as voices in one's own language, and a pseudoscience promulgated by popular culture. Okay, so maybe they give you no signs of this way of looking at things. If you actually go and read more about what Konstantin Radiv said, he said that as far as methods are concerned, he developed several different approaches. One was microphone voices. One simply leaves the tape recorder running with no one talking. They indicated that one can't even disconnect.
Hi.
That's radio voices.
Walking.
One records white noise from a radio that is not tuned to any station. Last, diode voices. One records from what is essentially a crystal set not tuned to a station. And then when it comes to the EV characteristics that he pointed out, he said, number one, the voices of the entities speak very rapidly in a mixture of languages and sometimes as many as 5 or 6 in one sentence. Number two, they speak in a definite rhythm which seems forced on them. 3, the rhythmic mode imposes a shortened telegram-style phrase or sentence. And 4, probably because of this, grammatical rules are frequently abandoned and neologisms abound. Neologism, that's a word, isn't it? So anyway, I think you get the idea of what he's saying. Now look, I have made it known for many years that I am not a big EVP enthusiast. And trust me, in this show, we're going to go beyond EVP. But it's a good place to start. As we know, a circle can be measured beginning anywhere. And so I've always told people that I don't think that EVP it makes the strongest case for contact with the other side, because I think that when people conduct these types of recordings, they often have great intentions, but they overlook a lot of things and they make a lot of mistakes, and they're way too optimistic about the results they're getting. That, in fact, I even got into a squabble on air on live radio with Art Bell about this, because Art Bell found more value in EVP than I do. And that surprises people. I always tell people, like, there's probably no point in you sending an EVP recording to me because there's not much I can do with it. And I only pay attention to these types of recordings that basically I captured, or that I was present when it was captured, so I know what all the conditions were. That is to say that there are a lot of good-intentioned researchers who may not realize that that microphone is picking up a lot more than the human ear can hear. Even if you don't have a microphone, there are signals that can be picked up coming from radio transmissions, maybe magnetic sources, all kinds of things, lightning bolts, that could create a noise there when you say, I'm telling you, there was no noise in the room, it was quiet. Or maybe somebody sets a recorder down and they leave the room and they go off to do something like, use the bathroom, and they don't realize in the meantime that something else has happened. A mouse scampered through the room, or an airplane flew over, or you have somebody who may have come by outside and you hear a murmuring, or the wind blows. And many EVP are just created by people's stomach growling. And so it's very difficult to just listen to a recording and place it into context exactly what was happening and its meaning and significance when you weren't there and you don't know about all the variables. So in this show, first, when we come back from our break, I'm going to tell you, and this is maybe a little bit technical, all right? I'm going to give you a little bit of a technical explanation for how I think that many of these legitimate EVP may indeed be captured. That, this is based upon something I've done in the lab and something that I have frequently demonstrated in front of live crowds of people. And that will give you some insight into how to put a handle on how this could even work. If we assume it's true. Paranormal entities can speak, and somehow, the recorder gets it, and you don't hear anything. I mean, I'm open to that possibility. So I'm going to tell you how that may technically function. And then use that as a foundation for me to give you some stories about things I have personally captured, things where, again, I was there, I know what the setup was, and I have no question about how the audio was captured, and I have some new enhancements for you as well that I've never played. So some of this may grate on your ears a little bit. You know how this stuff goes, this EVP-oriented stuff. But we're going to go far beyond EVP. That's why I'm not calling this EVP. This is not about the electronic voice phenomenon alone. This is about amazing paranormal audio recordings. You'll see what I mean by the end of this show. If you love amazing pictures, videos, and breaking content, be sure to sign up for my free e-newsletter at joshuapwarren.com. It takes 2 seconds, and you'll instantly receive a free digital good luck charm and instructions on how to cheaply make aura glasses at home that might allow you to see the other side. And on my website, take a look at the Curiosity Shop to find rare, amazing things you will not find anywhere else in the world. There is no period after the P in joshuapwarren.com. I am Joshua P. Warren, and you're listening to Strange Things on the iHeartRadio and Coast to Coast AM Paranormal Podcast Network. And I will be right back after this.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy is handed down. It's carried forward. Tom Thomas is there. Firefighters are working around the clock. As the world changes, we look for what endures. A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Thomas. Evenings on NBC.
to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games